Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at 3 more Puffin Forest shorts, specifically a D&D story that I don't know anything about other than it's called That Time Our Characters Went to New York City, which is crazy in its own right, but that first second of video includes a picture of Absurd, who is the best character ever. It physically pays me to do his voice, but I'm going to do it again because it's fun. Wow, that is a masochistic streak if there ever was one. After that, there is going to be The Stream of Many Eyes, which sounds kind of creepy, and Criminal Activity. Okay, how many other people heard me say that? And then just imagine the dun-dun from Law & Order in their head. Just me? Just me? Okay, it's just me then. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this first one, especially because it's absurd right at the beginning. And if there's anything I know about Absurd, it's that he is always good for a story of interesting storytelling properties. Yes, that is the safest way I could put that. The safest. I'm just looking forward to this. So I'm just going to jump right in. I want to see how this goes and just where Puffin Forest goes with his storytelling technique in here. Because how the hell did they get to New York City? Why are they in New York City? And why is Absurd in Oh God, Absurd is in New York City. I just put that together in my head. I hope he gets into an argument with a New York cab driver. That just seems like the perfect thing to do. I mean, it's like the worst thing to do, but you know it's going to happen. You guys know the drill. Link below, original videos. You already hit them up? Great. Let's get started.
In one of my Dungeons & Dragons groups I played in, we
Absurd.
got kind of bored of that game for a bit. I mean,
Oh?
role-playing games are supposed to be about traveling around in fantastical worlds. Fantastical world. One world. The D&D world. I guess we were starting to get a little bored of the traditional fantasy tropes and wanted to try something new.
Is that a singing...
We eventually decided to switch to a different
walrus?
system for a
Seal?
bit, but we still wanted to maintain the same D&D narrative that we had been building up all this time, meaning that the GM had to make a plot line that would get us into a new game.
They're doing a crossover. They actually had the GM do a crossover.
Here's what happened. Our story starts in our D&D campaign when we were running around a zombie town, saving people. Trying to save people. At least we
Random
didn't
rocks
make
fall,
the
everyone
situation
dies.
worse. Until I collapsed that tower, killing everyone inside. Oh!
And that's why he
Okay.
shaved the beard.
Oops.
Because it's
You know
all
how
his
that
fault.
happens.
Maybe it won't be Absurd
Eventually we
anymore.
managed to confront the evil necromancer. We fight. We win!
Surprise.
Or did we? The necromancer ran out and started opening a portal
Teleport?
to escape,
Really?
which created a wormhole in reality that was sucking us all in like a vortex. Pulled in with her, we pass through our world into another dimension. Our equipment vanishes and clothes change. We find ourselves standing on a black road with yellow lines and tall metal buildings towering above us. As the orange glow from the morning light starts to creep in, we realize that the group is now in Brooklyn, in New York
Freedom
City.
Land, New York
It turns
City.
out that the warp took us from our fantasy world into our modern day Earth.
Are they going to be using a different
So
style?
everyone
What style?
calmly starts losing their collective shit.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
about
talk, My
right.
God, the warlock loses her powers. The ranger can't cast her magic, and the fighter, he's fine until he turns human. He starts freaking out that he's no longer a dragonborn. Don't worry, Zod. Being a human's not all that bad. I'm a human every day. Now you're just like me.
Just that approaching face of the
Oh my
eyes.
God.
Just like him.
Oh, you're all humans now. The tragedy. All right, you can stop panicking now.
Being a human.
Any
Just
second
let it
now.
go. Just keep letting it go, man.
Any second now. Seriously? So we went about exploring the city. Without money except for some pocket change from stuff we could sell, we ended up at a homeless shelter. What we find out
Oh.
from some deduction is that our warlock's evil sister has taken over in the future. It seemed like it was time for us to go out on the streets and whoop some butt. But unfortunately, we didn't have any weapons. Because going through the warp, we lost all of our equipment.
They didn't think this through, did
We
they?
did run through the numbers and found out that if we pooled our money together, we could afford to have a coveted gun. A gun with no bullets. We could have someone at the front just pistol whipping people.
Wouldn't be the worst
The rest
thing.
of us would have to settle with picking up heavy rocks and beating our enemies to death.
It is
Ow,
effective.
that rock really hurt. I'm not so much mad that you guys are trying to kill me, just that you're really not doing a good job at it. I mean, honestly, if you guys wanted me dead, I could just jump off of a really tall building, if that would help you guys out.
Oh,
Just let me
God.
know
He's
what
actually
you guys
giving them
want.
help
We could-
trying to kill
We could
him.
work something out.
That's
But we
so
didn't do
screwed
that.
up.
What we did instead was buy the only things which we could afford, which were daggers, bows, and arrows.
They had bows and arrows in New York?
Because if there's anything I think about when I think about going to the real world, it's how many people use bows and arrows.
Just say you're a
nowadays.
cosplayer and you will get, well, you get a lot of
We'd be
stairs, but
running
you'll get
around
away
New
with
York
it.
City with bows and quivers of arrows and
Or a
shanks,
Ren Fair.
murdering people, and then returning to live back at the homeless shelter. We probably should have gotten caught. I don't know why the police weren't able
Oh
to
my
track us
God.
down. What do you make of it, rookie? Well, it seems like the victim was shot with 37 arrows. Damn, looks like another one. That's the 85th one in the last 2 days.
There's just a pile
Those
of
are
dead
untraceable.
arrow-driven bodies.
Looks like we don't have any leads. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should ask the new street gang that rolled in here a few days ago. With all those guys running around with bows and arrows.
Nah,
that
Ricky,
everyone
that's
keeps
too easy.
reporting that are breaking into places. Maybe they might have something to do with it, you think? They seem like they'd be friends with the
Nah, it
criminals
couldn't
we're looking
possibly
for
be
or
that.
something? Maybe hang out at the same archery range? Maybe go to the same Fletcher? You think they might know something? I get where you're going, Clarence, and it's exactly where I was going.
Donut shop?
Got nothing. Road's completely dead. Just to let you know, you got a good thinking head on your shoulder. Got the marks of a great detective. Eventually, we managed to make it back to our own world. Our magical powers got returned to us, and we continued in our old story.
Are they still human?
Even though we didn't play for very long, it was a nice little side trip, and it got us to play our characters a little differently.
He was having fun with that dagger, wasn't he? Okay, so apparently there was no absurd. It was just that little tease in that opening section. It's like, nope, no absurd. So I can't do the voice for absurd. I have no idea what that accent is still. Yeah. That said, it was actually really cool just seeing everyone freak out about, I'm human! Ah! And it wasn't so bad until he pointed out that he was human. And now you're just like him. Oh, just that being the point where everyone started freaking out. Well, at least the fighter did. That was probably my favorite part of the entire previous episode because it just hammers home the I don't want to be like him factor. You always know you have that one guy in your group who's like, oh, hi. The joke is that in this group, that would be Ben. I mean, probably not in the actual group, but in the role-playing group, that was the character who was that guy. You know, that guy. Let's see if I can get their name right. It is that guy. Nah, too deadpan. Well, you know what I mean. Next up is the Stream of Many Eyes. Specifically, I went to the DnD Stream of Many Eyes. Okay, and if that looks like a blue Yeti mic with the, what's it called? Oh, God, I forgot its name. I'm a little embarrassed about that, actually. Yeah. I want to say observer, but I know that's not right. Words, they don't do me well. I'm guessing this is actually him going to a live stream instead of like an actual stream in D&D that has eyes in it, which is actually much less terrifying than I was thinking it would be. Just a stream filled with eyeballs sounds kinda... It's like a ball pit, but all the balls are eyes. Ow. Oh God, dropping a bundle of paper onto that. Okay, moving on. Don't want to think about paper cuts on eyes. Things you should not think about. Moving on. I have no idea what this is then.
I went to the Dungeons & Dragons Stream of Many Eyes earlier. If this is the first time you're hearing about it,
Yes.
there's a fresh season of D&D starting up this September, with a set of books arriving. It was a big event, where they had made a set of Waterdeep and people got to walk around, and you could meet with some of the most talented,
So it's an actual
funny, wonderful
physical
people
location
in
and
D&D. And then I was there, because I had bought a ticket and they couldn't tell me no. It was actually pretty cool. They had a bunch of actors wandering around in costume on these streets.
Cosplay,
and they would
nice.
come up and talk to you in character. You could go to the Yawning Portal, which is the fictional tavern featured in Waterdeep, with the notorious well that leads into Undermountain. They served us beer. Or ale. Not 100% sure which was
Mead.
which. I'm not really someone who drinks alcohol normally. Hey Ben, do you want some alcohol? What is this alcohol you speak
no.
of? It's a magical drink that makes you make bad decisions and forget things.
Sounds about right.
I already do that without the drink.
Everyone's
We
face
got
is
to
just
keep the
around
glass
him.
mugs afterwards with the Yawning Portal logo on them.
Ooh.
They'd set up a little dice game in the back, which you could play with some seedy actors.
Alright. You roll these dice and set aside at least one per round. The goal is to get consistently the lowest score by the end of the game.
Oh, we're going for low numbers here. Yep. Oh, a game made for me. I already know I'm gonna be winning this one. I crushed it. They didn't stand a chance. How did you do that? Years of training. Years of training.
I know his failure.
Also on my mind
I know his
was
failure.
the possibility that I might get a chance to meet
So
with
many
fans.
ones.
What I decided to do was to go there and then be amongst the crowds, and then people would say, "Hey, are you Puffin Forrest?" And I'd say yes, and then I would get showered with praise.
But how would they
And the
know what he
people
looks
would be
like?
all like, "Oh wow!
Oh,
you're
I see
so
where this plan
cool."
went.
Much praise would be reaped that day. You know, in retrospect, I've never actually shown my face on my channel.
Unless you went around with a
So,
mask.
This plan worked a lot better in my head than it does in real life.
Yeah.
Later on, I watched Dice Camera Action live. It was a lot of fun.
Dice camera
I
action?
was sitting up in the audience, but I had a little incident for the show.
Oh,
when I
no.
reached into my bag to pull out a napkin,
Oh,
there was
no.
suddenly a loud clatter, and a bunch of people around me looked in my direction, and I realized that I had my bag from my RPG sessions. The ones with all the dice in it. Unfortunately, I had dropped the dark purple dice on the black.
Oh,
platforms
this is a
in the
nightmare
dark.
fuel setting.
And oh, by the way, they were not the regular sized dice. They were the undersized one. Well, guess
They're
I'm
just
not
gone,
getting those
dude.
ones back. Fortunately, I managed to find them with a little bit of help and by accidentally stepping on them. Also, thank you to the person I met in line who you had given me the Shadow Council thing. You had the one with a handmade bunch of them, and you were handing them out to people.
Oh, he made-
You were really cool.
they were made by hand?
I immediately
Cool.
forgot your name, but you are an awesome person.
Also,
thank
the
you.
most of Ben we have
I
ever
also got to meet
seen.
with and talk with other Dungeons and Dragons fans. Hey, how'd you guys get into D&D? Well, we were watching videos online of people playing D&D and decided to get into it.
I honestly thought it
Oh.
would just say Puffin Forrest.
Well then, cough, cough. I mean, that's really weird. I'm just wondering if you guys at all have heard of the content creator who goes by the name of
They're going to say no,
Puffin
just for the
Forrest.
joke.
You
Who?
you ever heard of him? Makes videos on Dungeons and Dragons, and seems like he would be a very cute and interesting guy
Oh,
to talk to.
God, I love eye jokes.
Nope. Okay, well then. I guess I'm going to go over here and pretend like I don't exist. What was also great was that I got to see a lot of actual famous people there.
Ooh.
Hey, I've never met a famous person in the wild before.
Oh, God.
I should introduce myself.
No.
Say hi. Yep, just gonna go up to him and say hi right now.
He's not
Right
going to do it,
now.
is he?
Can't stop me. Just gonna walk up and say hi right now. Gonna do it. Yep.
Nope. Never said a
Can't-
word.
Can't stop me. Overall, I had a lot of fun. It was really cool. I look forward to the new books coming out at the end of the year, and the next chapter in the story.
I'll be
of
honest,
D&D.
that actually sounds really cool. Okay, so at first I thought Stream of Many Eyes was a place in D&D, then I thought maybe it was a podcast. No, this is so much cooler. I'm not going to lie, based on that video alone, if there is ever anything like a Stream of Many Eyes around where I live in PA, okay, one, why would they do that? That's like a guarantee no one would show up. Two, I would go to it because that sounds so incredibly cool. Like going there, the costumes, like everyone in character, like a bunch of demos for upcoming events in the story. This is literally like, yes. I would have never played a D&D game in my life, and this would still be me bait. Oh God, like going there, getting the bar, getting the games in the back with the people playing the role. It's like having to roll the load number. I was trying to block that out of my memory, and I thought of it again. Yeah. It's a good thing I've never had issues always getting ones. Moving on. Next up is criminal activity, which, if the previous video is about how his adventuring group always makes things worse, we know how this is going to go. Let's get started.
You know, it's really hard to be lawful good in Dungeons & Dragons. I mean, you often have to skirt around the law, since there's
Lawful
no
good's
way you
easy,
can convince
though.
the local guards to
As
help
long
you
as you
out
have
when
a
the noble's
very
house
loose
up on the hill
interpretation
is
of law.
obviously a giant mimic that's eating anyone who comes near. How often can you actually get them to come to your rescue? Like,
Seriously?
you're at home and you place a call. Hello, Cherryfields Guard Post, please state your emergency. One of my friends accidentally cast a polymorph spell on himself. Now he's a dog. How do I get him back to normal? Don't be silly.
Kill it.
Magic isn't real. What?
What?
What are you talking about? We live in a society where everything is magical. Nope, I've never been outside. Ever. Literally just been living at this guard post my entire life. What's a dog, anyway? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense. Could you imagine a world
guards
where
are pretty dumb.
people didn't rely on a ragtag band of misfit adventurers who keep calling themselves the heroes, and they could actually solve their own problems by themselves?
Makes sense.
I know. Terrifying, isn't it? I've
Yes,
tried
yes, it
to be
is.
the straight-up goody two-shoes before, playing a paladin a few times. I know they take an oath, but I'm pretty sure there's a clause in there about how you can shank someone if they're being a d-bag, or really starting to piss you off. I wouldn't
Protect the
know
weak.
exactly.
Well, that's
I
why you find
kind of
really strong
just
assholes, because you can
skimmed
shank
over the
them.
oath and the sign at the bottom, and then I got my really super awesome magical powers. You think I got time to read all that oath? I'm a paladin
Yes.
now. I got stuff to do. Important stuff. It's like 6 lines long. It's almost like 15 lines. Besides, they've
I mean,
already
if I
got
haven't
new oath
shirked
updates
off
coming
reading
out
that much
every
before.
few weeks. I'm telling you, no one actually reads them.
Except the
Being
GM.
a good guy is just a simple numbers game. How many people can I pants before it's roughly equal to saving a town from a black dragon? 5, apparently.
Well, it depends. It's a
In a
good thing
game
to
I was
pen someone. It
playing in,
makes
our
everyone
group
else
was in
laugh.
a tight spot and needed cash. We'd gotten asked by some guys to do a job for them involving unloading crates with no questions. Are we going to be criminals now? Yay! I always wanted to be a rogue. Look, we're just going to be unloading some boxes. That doesn't make you a rogue. Yeah, I'm looking forward to my life of crime. We were
Oh,
at the docks
God.
and running the crates into the warehouse. However, in the middle of our work, we noticed that there was a guard watching us. That guard left his post and came back with 2 others. My character started to panic, working quickly and watching over his shoulder. My friends got approached by some guards that were snooping around, wondering what was going on and asking some questions.
What about that one shady guy
I
behind the
couldn't
box?
hear them, but the longer I saw them talking, the more nervous I got. I knew I had to think of something to do.
Oh, no.
And if I was going to do it, I had to do it fast. Suddenly, I had a brilliant idea.
Oh, no.
My character leaps up onto the cart and I say, "Everybody, we've been found out! Everybody run!" Say
Why?
that. There's a long, dead silence.
Oh, God.
Lasts for an eternity. I thought
I don't even think
we
he
were
means the
going to
NPCs. I
scatter.
think he means the actual people he's playing
No
with.
one moves a muscle. In real life, the players at the table give me this
Called it.
and one of the players facepalms and says through her hands, "They were just going to ask a question or two. I had convinced them that it was fine. They were leaving."
Yep.
Oh.
This is why you don't rogue well.
So there my character is, standing on the cart. Everyone looking at him.
I still think this isn't just a character.
Okay. Actually, I draw my sword, and I jump down. I start waving it around, saying, "You'll never take me alive!"
That's okay.
And then I run. I bucket down the alley and take off. The confused guards chase after you. Them chasing me gave the rest of the group time to finish their work, take the money, and leave. Ever since then, whenever I went back to that town, I would always have to hide my face. Because since then, I would always be known as a notorious rogue.
Okay, there is something immensely satisfying about him being such a terrible rogue, about being so completely inept at crime, and just not having the slightest clue what he's doing and freaking out and making it worse. And now they're making a point in the story to always call him the notorious rogue who did the thing. And like even the mention of the confused guards chasing him, meaning they're not even sure why he's acting that way because they don't think they're doing anything because everyone else is already done and gone. But he's freaking out and acting terrible, so now he has the reputation of the horrible, evil rogue. I'm not sure the evil part, but notorious rogue. Oh, God. Well, he did say he wanted to be a rogue because he always plays a paladin. Or did. Oh. That amuses me so much because it's almost like an in-joke just with the team, like the people he's playing with it. Oh, hey, remember how you were the notorious rogue here? Yeah, we remember, and we'll never let you forget ever. I need to get into a D&D game. And for everyone telling me there's a bunch of ones online, I know. There's even a few on Discord that have been pointed out to me. It's like, I know. But I just started up a team in 40K to do that around my local shop. So between that and YouTube and actually having to adulting, a terrible, terrible fate. The only thing worse would be not adulting, and then it's like, oh, then you're a kid, and that's so much worse too. Horrible thoughts. Just repress all of high school. Healthy. All the same, everyone. You guys know the drill. Link below, original video. You've already hit it up? Great. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.